What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, even though I was very ill, we were able to get our new parts truck ready to rip Tater Chip, and I might have gotten it stuck inside of the upholstery shop. But obviously I was able to free it from its prison, and during that process, I kind of tweaked the bed ever so slightly. It's really not that bad, but it is a bit of a bummer. Now, what I want to do today is secure a barn find vehicle, ladies and gents. We've only done this, I think, once or twice before, and it's usually a pretty good moneymaker. So we're going to hop in the E36 and make our way into town. If you've never seen this process before, it's pretty similar to how it works in real life. You basically deliver some pizzas and just cross your fingers that the person you're delivering it to happens to have an old vehicle that they no longer need. So we're gonna head on into the pizzeria here and accept our first delivery. I usually try to do the ones that are closest to town. That way you don't have to drive all over the place. We really don't even need the E36 for this one since it's right behind the pizzeria, but are we gonna get lucky on our first delivery today? We are not, but hey, we're making a quick buck. That's not too shabby. We'll grab another delivery and maybe we'll get lucky on the second try. Whatever you do, do not left click. You will eat the pizza and you'll have to abandon your delivery. To drop it, right click, nice and simple. Couple more dollars, but still no barn find. Third try's the charm. So my RGB controller just caused the game to crash. I guess third try's not a charm after all, but definitely won't be using that thing anymore. We can still count this as our third attempt though. I got no problem with that. This one is literally right next door to the pizzeria. No barn find. Not yet. Not yet. How about now? This is the one. This is the one. I can feel it in my bones. Beautiful. Thank you for delivery. I have old barn that we want to bring down. It has some parts and a vehicle in it. Would you be interested in buying all the items? It would be $2,000, but it is just a fraction of what it is worth. I will mark location on your map. Absolutely. Absolutely. You think I would deliver pizzas just for fun? Now, how far away is this thing though? Because sometimes they're clear out in the boonies. Oh, it's actually really close to town. That's super convenient. We just have to go down this road here and it's gonna be on our left somewhere. Okay, we've got to be getting close, right? Oh, actually just past it. We're gonna have to do a bit of off-roading to locate this sucker. There she is. Now, every time that I've done one of these, it usually ends up being an NIV. Hold the brakes. So I'm really hoping for something different this time around. What do we got? Oh, actually, well, it is technically still an NIV, right? Or no, it's a lad. It's a lad. My bad. Hey, it's been a minute. You know, it's been a minute. A lad wagon, though. Kind of sick. Really kind of sick. I don't think we've ever purchased or even worked on one of these things before. Does it run? We only paid $2,000 for this thing. I'm not really expecting much. Honestly, I kind of figured we'd have to have it towed back to the garage. Yeah, it's got nothing. This thing is super dead. Well, it's got a battery. I'm guessing if we just replace these here sparkler plug wires, we'll be off to the races. Oh, and that ignition coil right there too. That should allow us to turn this bad boy Billy on over. It's got a pretty nasty looking intake and exhaust manifold. Upper radiator hose looks pretty well shot. Might even need a new radiator. The water neck up here looks kind of rusty for some reason. All in all, not a bad find. Not a bad find at all. Let's get this thing towed back to the garage. So when I damaged the bed of our parts truck, I had it towed to the garage I'm instead going to have this towed to our customer sign inside of the garage. I don't know, maybe the truck was just so dang long that it like came into contact with the building or something, but it is what it is. Let's head on back there and we'll start wrenching on that thing. I don't really plan on keeping this thing, so I feel like an engine swap is probably out of the question. It's just not super cost effective, but we can probably church this thing up a little bit and make it a little bit faster. I think the first thing that we need to do, though, is give it a quick bath. Will the hose reach from in here? So far, so good. We'll give it the old spit shine, and then once we see what we're up against, essentially, we can start getting rid of some of that rust up there. I'll just grab the sandblaster and bang it out real quick like. You know, this color's kind of growing on me. I think I'll call it the Lilac Wagon. That's got a nice ring to it. Oh god, I'm already starting to get attached, dude. This is gonna be a hard sell. Just 3 bags of sand later, and we've got all of the rust neutralized. Now, we have to make the decision, do we want to respray this thing on our own, or should we have it towed to the service center in town for $500 and have them respray it for $2,500? So all in all, about a $3,000 paint job. And even then, what I learned on our parts truck, they don't polish it after they paint it, so we're still gonna have to polish it no matter what. I'm kind of feeling like this is pretty light work. We should be able to just rattle can this thing straight up. So let's get our paint code AB9DC3. Like isn't that a Civic or an Integra? DC3. About 2.5 cans of color later, we've got a nice matte finish everywhere. It really wasn't too terribly difficult, I'm gonna be honest, but now we're probably gonna go through maybe 3 cans of clear just to make sure we have a nice, smooth, glassy looking finish.
Bruh.
I know that I make this comparison all the time, but we pretty much just put lipstick on a pig. Like, this thing hasn't even turned over yet, but at least it looks really good. I did also go around and polish the entire thing, so let's see how we're looking on value now. $8,300. That's not too shabby. Overall condition, still 2 stars. So let's turn our attention now to the interior of this vehicle. Hopefully the default color for the interior is this same sort of beige, like cream color. Otherwise, we're gonna have to buy all new everything. Of course. You know what? I think the brown's gonna look really, really good paired with the lilac on the exterior though. So let's get it all purchased. All right. Out with the old and in with the new. You guys already know I had to install the sports seats into this bad boy Billy because they just look so much better than the original ones. A little bit bigger of a bolster going on to kind of hold you in around the turns. Brand spanking new headliner. It's looking really, really nice. But even after doing all of that, it only improved the value of the vehicle to $8,700, which isn't great, I'll be honest. Definitely, I was going to say definitely probably a waste of money, but those kind of cancel each other out. It was a waste of money, a huge waste of money. So we're going to turn our attention to the engine instead. That is the proper pronunciation, by the way. Super, super common for people to mispronounce that. It is engine, not engine. I'm kidding. I'm absolutely full of it. We're going to get this thing completely torn down to just a bare block, and I guess we'll see what we need to buy brand spanking new. Well, we're definitely going to need a flywheel, that's for sure. But now that I have that removed, I will, of course, mount it to our handy-dandy engine stand over here just to make our life a little bit easier. Okay, it's really not that bad, but we are going to have to purchase a little bit more than I was expecting. Surprising stuff is still in really good condition though, like the head gasket, you know, typically things that would sort of wear out over time, head gasket, alternator belt, those are both in relatively good shape still. We need a full crankshaft, only 2 pistons. We've still got 2 good ones over there on the bench. We're going to need a starter, exhaust manifold, intake manifold. We kind of already knew that just from looking at the engine from the outside. Timing chain does need to be replaced. It's super, super rusty. The air filter lower, I think that's the lower portion of the housing for that. That needs to be replaced. Water pump. But all in all, really not that bad. I think we'll do minimal damage to our bottom line. As I started piecing this thing back together, I thought to myself, are we really about to rebuild a naturally aspirated 4-banger and leave it NA? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We had to slap a Toogii on that thing. It is still just a 1.5 liter 4-banger, but at least it'll make cool noises now. And I did go ahead and respray the valve cover red because red, as we know, equals fast. And we've got a brand spanking new 5-speed transmotion right here. That's going to replace this old crusty thing. So that's our next step. Then we can get the engine remated with the transmission and dropped into the chassis.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We've got a 1.5 liter 4-banger with the Toogii dropped into the lilac wagon. And it just looks right at home in there. I know we still need new tires for sure. I don't think I'm going to worry about the suspension. I am really surprised though, with it being a barn find, it seems to have, well, I mean, the body had a lot of rust on it, but it seems to have a lot of rusty components down under mine. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Ooh, really quick too. Let's see what our total value's at now. $9,600. That's considerably better. Definitely looking better there, but will it start? Let's have a seat. Hit the ignition. Wait, what? For real? How? Okay, maybe the original battery actually was bad. I decided to reuse it. That might have been a bad call. So I'm just gonna swap that out. We've got plenty of batteries over here, thankfully. Before I started my recording today, I did re-up on our garage supplies. So should be super, super simple. Just those 2 bolts right there. I always want to remove the ground as well, but it's not necessary. So I'll put that right there. We'll grab a freshie, brand spanking new one. Get that dropped in. Make sure we've got that tightened. All right, this time for sure. If it doesn't, oh, okay, easy now, easy now. If it doesn't start now, I really don't know what the problem is. There it is. Okay, we're in neutral. Give it a couple of cold revs. It's good for a fresh build. It sounds nice though. It really sounds good. I'm very, very glad that we ended up slapping a Toogii on her after all. So I think the very last thing that we need to do to this is pop all the hubcaps off, get all the wheels taken off, just do 4 brand spanking new tires, and then instead of selling it on the spot like we usually do, I do think I'm going to drive it into town to the service center so we can get it sold there, and we'll end up making a little bit more money off of it. I can really tell it's been a long time since we last played because I almost forgot to air up our tires. But with that now taken care of, we are ready to hit the streets. Okay, it's not sitting very level because we still have some suspension issues going on, but we're not going to worry about that. So overall price, overall value of this vehicle now, $9,700. Still 3-star overall condition. Not great, but I'll take it. And I know for a fact we're going to be able to get more money for it over at that service center place or the dealership, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how she drives though, right? Kind of feels like the parking brake is still ripped even though I just put it down. That's probably just because of the suspension, you know, might be dragging somewhere or something. Got some blown springs, something like that. Hey, she gets down though. She gets down. It's really not too bad. Oh, it is pulling to the left hard. That's a big yikes. But we're cruising. 1.5 liter 4-banger. Turbocharged. Oh, yikes. Yeah, this is super sketchy at this speed. 5-speed transmotion. Just cruising, man. Absolutely cruising. Okay, I'm going to try to lock in and make sure that we don't get in a terrible, terrible accident. And we'll... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, brakes locked up on me. That was scary. We'll go sell this thing. Make a little bit of profit today. And just like that, we have arrived. Almost smacked that curb right there. You're probably surprised to... Oh, did I just bottom out on that? All right, we need to hit that with a little bit more speed, a little bit more gusto. Alrighty, never mind. We are gonna park over in this other area, just too dirt nasty low. But you're probably surprised to see us even make it here without the engine exploding, because I probably didn't show me topping up the engine oil and the coolant and the brake fluid, but I promise you I did it. We certainly wouldn't have made it here otherwise. Let's just go through the front doors here. Wait, are these garage doors now? I swear there was a... It's right here. Don't pay any attention to me. Test car for selling. Here we go. So this says we're gonna get $9,700. Oh, I overlooked this. But I remember now. In order to get a... Okay, they just moved it over here. In order for us to be able to get more money out of the vehicle here, we have to have 5 stars everything. And as we saw earlier, we have a 3-star overall condition. If that were 5 stars, we would actually get more money for it. I think I'm going to do it anyways. I think I'm going to do it anyways, honestly. We could really use the money to help us with our next project that we're going to be starting in the next episode. And we're ending out things today with pretty much the same amount of money that we started with. Should have seen that coming. And on that complete and utter disappointment, that is where we're going to wind things down at for today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.